This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today? It's a Monday, October the 6th. It's a victory Monday for your Alabama Crimson Tide. This is the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. BamaCentral.com. You're watching us on the Bama Central YouTube channel, hanging out with us on the Bama Central Facebook page. We appreciate everybody who's tuned in to the Joe Gaither Show on their favorite podcast platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon. You can find the show wherever you get your podcast. And we're live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios, ready to talk about Alabama's 30-14 victory over the Vanderbilt Commodores and what went right, what went wrong for the Crimson Tide on Saturday. We're going to get right into it with our man Theo Fernandez. You can follow Theo Fernandez at Theo Fernandez __ on the Twitter machine. We're going to have a lot of fun talking about Diego Pavia, his post-game reaction. What do you think about the Alabama fans getting after him? What do you think about Ty Simpson's performance? Are you ready to buy his ticket to New York? We're going to talk about Alabama's run defense, Alabama's running offense. Actually, Jam Miller breaking 100 yards, first running back to get over 100 yards this season. We're going to talk about all of it right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. But first, we want to remind you we're sponsored by Derek Daniel State Farm Insurance. Call Derek for all your insurance needs. We're in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. Call Derek at 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. You can call and see how much he can save you today. I saw his Facebook post saving families over $100 a month on their insurance needs. Look, you need to have insurance. It's the law to have car insurance. You need to have insurance, but if you're a homeowner, they won't let you have your home without it. So call Derek for both those things. You can bundle them together and save at 205-758-3391. Let's get into it today. Good morning, Theo. I know we had a lot of fun. I haven't even looked because the Bears were off yesterday, so I haven't even looked. Did the Giants win or lose?
What do you think, Joe?
I think you lost.
Yes, we did.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't even bring it up. How are you? Are you okay? You want to just get right into Bama? How's the weekend?
I was doing great until I watched the Giants turn the ball over on 4 consecutive possessions.
Gross.
Jackson Dart threw 2 picks, lost a fumble. He didn't even
lost
lose
to
the
the
fumble.
Saints?
He just dropped the football, no contact whatsoever.
Lost to the Saints?
It was bad, man. And the Yankees have gotten blown out in the first 2 games of the series. They're facing elimination. So I'm just about ready to renounce any and all ties to the city and state of New York right now. Besides that, doing phenomenal this morning.
All right. Well, let's hope the Yankees can pull out some victories and Jackson Dart can protect the football for you.
He can't.
The rest of the week. He can or cannot?
He cannot.
Oh.
We should have been tank for time, man. Suck for Simpson.
I love that, actually. I love that. Tank for Ty, suck for Simpson. That's hilarious. Yeah, because he looks incredible. Do you want to start with that? Because I wanted to start with Pavia, but we can start with Simpson.
Your call. I'm good with either.
Oh, my gosh. Ty Simpson, really a lot of good, but a little bit of bad on Saturday in the game. Took a few ugly sacks, I will say. Threw an ugly interception. That was the first interception of the season. But, come on, we're going to give you a little bit of grace because you've been playing Ty Simpson nearly perfect for the last 3 weeks. So it was bound to have a little bit of a dip. But I don't know if you want to even call this a dip. 23 of 31, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Obviously, we mentioned the sack. So he had 9 carries for -6 yards. I guess it was 4 sacks. I think 3 of them were his fault, holding the ball too long, trying to make something happen. You applaud the playmaking ability, but sometimes just got to learn when to throw it away.
Yeah. Well, Joe, first off, you said on Friday, I hope he just gets it out of the way as quick as possible. I didn't know that meant first drive in the red zone, but yeah, the interception was bound to happen. The sacks, it felt like as that game got into the second half and as he continued to make some phenomenal plays on the run and improvising. First of all, that 3rd and 5 conversion, that was one of the that was unreal. How did he get that football out? And same thing like the Ryan Williams touchdown. He was creating so much late in plays. So in my eyes, it's almost hard to knock him on some of those because so much of the time he was able to survive long enough to find someone. So, if you take those 3 sacks, but you also deliver 3 incredible, I'm blanking on the third one. You had the Williams touchdown, the 3rd and 5 conversion. There was one other play where I was just stunned. Like,
Well,
how did
he gets out, and then kind of, I'm gonna run, and he had a lane to run for maybe 5-7 yards. It would have been a small positive play, but no, he stops himself, post up, and Lazia Brooks, 30 yards, bam.
So you got to take. I mean, he got 3 really positive plays, 3 negative plays. I'd say it balances out pretty well with how that game went.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Ty again this week, and just really, what was most impressive? Oh my gosh, what was most impressive was you're down 14-7, 93 seconds on the clock. You had 1 timeout, and it's like, okay, you really need a touchdown to even this game up before you go into the locker room, because the first half was pretty shaky. Just on the overall, the first half felt like last year's game, just because Vanderbilt controlling possession. Alabama turns over on the first drive. Alabama misses a field goal, and so it's like, oh my gosh, are we right here? Vanderbilt busts a big run, and then you're down 14-7. And I'm like, well, you really need at least a field goal here. But how much confidence do you have in the field goal kicker? None. And so, Ty Simpson, can you go 75 yards in 90 seconds and get Alabama even going into the break? Because you knew Vanderbilt was coming out with the ball.
Yeah.
And yes, oh my gosh, this drive. Let me pull it up. The second plays right there. Quarter 2. We're gonna go down. Yeah, he goes. Simpson passed right 13 yards to Horton, sacked for 2-yard loss, and I'm like, oh no. Then pass up the middle 10 yards to Ryan, and then 17 yards to Ryan, and then Vanderbilt takes a timeout after. Because you had a penalty over. They didn't call targeting on Ryan. They called it, and then they said it wasn't targeting, which I don't really know about that. But then you get Simpson 13 yards to Jeremy on an out route, and then the pass to Jeremy, the 27-yarder, was just orgasmic, honestly, because you're sitting, it's cover 2, and we're just gonna drop it in the turkey hole, as John Gruden would always say, over the corner before the safety can get over into the turkey hole to Jeremy Bernard, and Jeremy just boom, runs right over, speed bumps the safety into the end zone. And I mean, that drive right there, extremely impressive, extremely important on a day where you kind of struggled actually getting into the end zone. You end up settling for three more field goals in the second half. But on a day where you're struggling to get in the end zone, I mean, you throw an interception on the first drive, basically right outside the red zone. It was just incredible. I'm basically right here on Monday, and yes, I know we're right here in it, and I need to remove myself a little bit. I need to separate myself, but right here in the middle of the season, I'm feeling Bryce Young vibes. I'm feeling it's Bryce and then Ty. Maybe I'm biased here, and of course I am, because I love Bryce Young. But it's just like you're gonna have to do a lot more. Like, you're gonna have to do a lot more on the big picture scale to pass Bryce for me. Like, be in New York, like get this team to deep in the playoffs. But as far as quarterback play, if you just look at these 4 weeks, the ULM, Wisconsin, Georgia, Vanderbilt, you take these 4 weeks and I think you could stack these 4 weeks against any 4 weeks that Bryce Young ever had here at Alabama. And you're sitting there like, yeah, about the same. Pretty dadgum good. You could take Ty or Bryce, and you're playing with a great quarterback.
I was thinking about this a lot the last week, because I had kind of had the take that if Ty went out and had a performance like this, it's where it flips to mainstream. Yeah, Ty Simpson is a legitimate, superstar quarterback. And I was thinking, as far as the Bryce Young comparisons went, like, are we overemphasizing Ty Simpson due to Milroe?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
And I was thinking about this a lot, but you're right. Like, you put up these kind of numbers, you have these kind of performances. That was a Bryce Young drive right there.
Bryce, baby.
And I mean, it's something that, yeah, obviously, okay, Milroe wasn't doing that, We haven't seen this in over 2 years. But this is phenomenal QB play. So I don't know. It might be a little too early for me to fully embrace the Bryce comparisons, but I absolutely see it, man.
The only reason that like Bryce still gets a little nod for me is just the big picture. Obviously, winning the Heisman. The 2021 season, right? Yeah, 2021. He had Mechie and Williams, and like that's an amazing combo. That was an amazing wide receiver combo. Ty's got some nasty wide receiver. Like, I don't know how you cover Ryan, Jeremy, and Isaiah. And like, take one away, I still don't know how you cover the other two. We'll put one on the bench and say, how do you cover the other two? And I'm like, you don't. The throw. Oh my gosh! Come in! Oh my! You don't have to do that. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Here, take that. I want your thoughts on the game. Yeah. Let's pull that Oh my gosh. I'll take this one. There's a green chip right there for you. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. A great friend has come in to see me today. We haven't mentioned it, but it is my birthday. And so let's do that right there. Jay Barrow is in the house. First, I want you to give yourself a little commercial too, because you did this, not because you did this, but because it will help you. If anybody needs financial advice, this man has cleaned up my finances in a big way. We haven't done that in quite a while, but he set me on a good course, and we're still on the course. And I really appreciate that. So tell everybody how they can get on their course, and then let's talk about the game for a couple minutes before you go be a businessman.
Well, before we do that, we just need to say happy birthday to you, Joe. It's your birthday today. And man, you guys are crushing it up here. Theo, I look forward to Monday. It's like probably my favorite day when you're on, man. And I just wanted to come up here and tell you happy birthday and congratulations on the show. You guys are crushing it day in and day out. And just letting you know, man, you're loved.
It means a lot. Really, it does. Oh gosh, I've got a lot of nice messages today, which already, and I really appreciate it. Man, thank you so much for being here, man. Surprising me, surprising me. Now, okay, we're skipping ahead. We were talking about Ty Simpson, but I know your favorite topic is Kane Wallback in the defense. So what'd you think? I'll just open it to you. I don't want to influence you. What'd you think?
Well, Theo, you don't know how much I text Joe and complain about the run defense. Even before Kane Womack was here, I sent him messages saying, I don't know how this is going to work out. But you know what? I really was excited about the second quarter on for the first time in the Womack era. We have seen the run defense step up and really deliver. Like, I was super impressed. You eliminate that first quarter, I think we've probably had the best run defense that I've seen in the past year and a half. What do y'all think?
Do you?
Justin Jefferson was a man possessed out there. I mean, 14 tackles. This is not the same player that we saw against FSU. This is not the same defense that we saw against FSU. I am still just astounded by how quickly everything turned around, and genuinely, you don't see turnarounds like this. You don't see, you have the week one performance. Now, none of that haunts the team the rest of the year. It's unreal.
Yeah, the second quarter, they had 9 yards rushing, I think, in the second half. Let's see if I can get my comparison.
22 yards total rushing after the first quarter.
Man, I mean, and I'll tell you, sitting in the stadium, watching the first drive happen, and it's like 4-yard chunk, 6-yard chunk, 5-yard chunk, 3-yard chunk. Oh, we're having them in third and something, and we hit that. They hit the pass on the out. You had miscommunication and leaving the guy out open on the out route. And he's out of bounds. Okay, you're gonna get off the field. No, he's not out of bounds. Staying on the field. And then bam, 60-something yards, 70-something yards for Cedric Alexander. And I thought, oh man, big gulp, big for me. And I'm like, all right. And then you don't get anything going on offense, and you get right back to them, and it's 5-yard chunk, 6-yard chunk. Pavia, big run. Pavia hit like a 25-yard or 30-yard or whatever. And then, we're out in the red zone. I'm thinking, I am back in Nashville watching this game over again, watching the exact same game over again. And, you heard me last week. I wasn't really, I don't know that I disrespected Vanderbilt, but I thought, okay, this is not, you got things under control. You're going to have things under control. South Carolina imploded on themselves. And so, if Alabama doesn't implode on themselves, you're gonna be able to out-talent them. Everything's gonna be fine. Well, Alabama started the game kind of imploding on themselves. Interception, missed field goal, bad run fits. Well, you're right here. You're in the red zone, and I'm like, 14-0 is gonna really be a hole right here to come out of. And Justin Jefferson, Deontay Lawson both get in there, ripped it out. Tim Keenan falls on the ball, and I thought, wow, that was a hero play. And from there on, they said in the locker room that they had a big old come to Jesus meeting on the sidelines. This ain't going to go like that. This ain't going to go like that. And I guess they all paid attention and listened. I'm impressed, but Ahmad Hardy's coming.
Well, I thought the game opened just like last year. It was like we're reliving the same nightmare. And yet, somehow, they managed to flip the script. And I'm wondering, guys, you tell me, is this the pivot moment of the season? Is that Justin Jefferson strip of Diego Pavia the moment where this team doesn't wobble anymore, but starts to really grow and become something amazing?
I think Saturday will tell us that, because Saturday, Theo said, I don't think I'm worried about Missouri before we got started. And I said, I am. We'll get into it later in the week, but I'm like, I am. If they go out Saturday and look like the Alabama monster that we've all been used to seeing for the last decade and a half, that says, we don't care about us going on the road. We're going to play our game, and it is going to be, 17-3 at halftime, and we're going to end up stretching this thing out, and your stadium's going to clear out. I think we'll find out on Saturday, because you answer the bell at Georgia, but you can put the Georgia name in front of all the team, and they're going to be rabid. They're going, we're getting up for it. We're ready. We're not, we're excited. Missouri, does that name excite anyone? No. And so you're going to find out. Are you in your heart ready to go? Are you in your heart saying it's a Ty Simpson? You heard him in the locker room at the Georgia game and sounded like a Nick Saban clone. It's about us. The game's about us. It's not about them. It's about us. And so I think Saturday, it will look back this coming Saturday on the Vanderbilt game based on if you end up going to Missouri and laying the wood to the Tigers, then I think you will absolutely be able to say that Saturday, the strip sack was the pivotal moment of the season that this team said, yeah, we've got real confidence.
Well, I'm just skeptical to make like a statement like that purely because, okay, 4 of your next 5 games are against top 14 teams.
Rough.
And the other thing for me is Alabama's played phenomenal football since week 1. So it's just such the pivotal moment almost feels like immediately after the FSU game.
But nobody cares about ULM. They weren't a worthy opponent.
Yeah, but Alabama, I guess my point is Alabama has come out. Alabama went into Athens confident. You felt like that was a game that the team
with 2 weeks break. With a 2-week break.
Yeah. I still could see, I could realistically still see this Alabama team dropping any of these games. Even South Carolina, right? You're going on the road against a team where
you better not lose to that poorly coached team.
Shane Beamer loves to win. He loves to lose games early, and then he loves to win a game late in the year that he shouldn't.
Oof.
I mean,
you're right, but that would make me sick.
It would make everyone sick, especially if you get through these, the next 2 games and then drop that one. It's so hard to judge this team still, for me at least, because you're playing as well as anyone in the country right now. You are a complete football team. Is week
you're
1
not
just a thing in the past?
You're not a complete football team. You have 0 special teams. You have 0 special
That
teams.
is a part of the football game, I guess. Man, that
you
is
can't punt.
Well, let me push back just a little bit.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, please.
I I think we need to remember that it was 20-14 in the fourth quarter, and Pavia threw an interception in the red zone. I mean, he doesn't throw that pass. They do something else. We're talking about a completely different ball game. I think the way that ended can really shift our perception of the team a little bit.
Mhm.
We look at the score and go, hey, this is what, 30, 31, what was it, 30?
30, 14,
14.
16 points.
Yeah, 30, 14. And I think we can look at that and go, man, we were dominant against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's a really good team.
Right.
Yeah.
And we won the game, and I think we won it across the board. But I think that's different from maybe my old age fandom of 10, 20 years ago when we just expected to walk out and beat Vandy by 50, you know. So I think we look forward to these games like Missouri coming up, and we know that it's going to be a challenge because this is the new college football. And this is where everybody has players on their roster.
Yeah.
And everybody can compete with everybody else. And I think we're seeing a ton of parity across the sport. And I think you're really seeing teams divided into the teams that have paid a lot of money, and then the teams that have paid a lot of money and have bad coaching, and the teams that haven't paid a lot of money. And I really think that's the landscape of college football as we see it right now. So I think every week's going to be a challenge.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be a tight game next week. And I'm looking forward to seeing us pull it out like we did this past week.
Yeah, absolutely. You bet.
With that, I'm going to head out. Thanks for letting me stop in real
No,
quick.
thank you,
Happy
Jay.
birthday,
Thank you.
Joe.
Tell them where they can find you, though, if you want to plug yourself. Please do.
No. This is all about you today, man. And you enjoy that birthday. And Theo, you the man. Love you guys. Y'all have a great day.
Yeah,
Jay, thank you so much. Thank you very much. If you need some financial assistance, you can find me, and I'll tell you where to find him. Theo, I'm going to switch mics back a second. Why don't you keep going on whatever you want to do? You want to lead us down defense? You want to lead us down Ty Simpson, Diego Pavia? I don't care. To start,
yeah, I think it's about time we talked about Diego Pavia. Because I've been a big Pavia fan, honestly. I love having that kind of confidence and being able to go out and I love everything about it. The way he was at SEC Media Day, the way he's rallied his team all season, and then he backed it up with his performance for 5 weeks. But man, when you act like that, this is bound to happen. This kind of fall is bound to happen. And
what do they say in the Bible for Theo? Pride
cometh before the fall.
Oh.
And when you are practicing your kneel downs in pregame warmups, which to be fair, he had to do one at the end of the half. So, it's good that he practiced that. But when you are doing that before the game starts.
Well, Joey Dwyer, Vanderbilt Commodore, made sure to tell us that he does it every game.
Really?
And so I got a lot of thoughts on Diego. You take the knee before the game. I don't have any issue with that. People are all like, you should, cocky ass. Like, the power of visualization is a huge power. It's massive. If you don't believe it yourself, then you're not even going to do it. So I got no issue with you taking the knee. And I got no issue with anything that happened in the stadium. Anything that happened in the stadium. I don't have issue with Pavia grabbing his you-know-what at the student section. I don't have issue with the Bama fan yelling, blah, 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 bleep, bleep, bleep this after the game. I don't have issue with Pavia saying, I do what I want. I do what I want. I don't have issue with James Smith saying, Pavia, bleep, talking bad about him after the game. This is the cost of doing business. Yeah. This is football, and it's the cost of doing business. Now, should the Alabama fan have been a little more maybe, but I don't care. Like, you've called for this. This is football. You have created this. You've created these bad feelings. This is football. I'm sorry to be like super hyperbolic, but it's simulated battle. It's simulated, physical combat, right? And so these emotions are going to be running high. The only issue that I ever had with any of the things that happened was the Vanderbilt staffer yelling back at the Alabama fan. He's just a kid, man. You're talking to a kid. And it's like, even if he were 17, You asked for all of this.
Yes.
You brought this on yourself, but he's not 17. He's 24. He's older than Bryce Young, who's in the NFL. He's older than Caleb Williams, than my child, Caleb Williams, with the Chicago Bears. He's older than your man, Jackson Dart. Like, he's at that age to where if you're writing a check, then your butt's going to cash it. And so, like, they were saying that the Alabama fan was yelling at him for grabbing his junk. Like, I'm sorry. If you're going to go to a football game, I know you want to take your kids to a game. I know, and it's great. You should take all the kids to the game. But, like, sometimes they're going to see some things. Maybe the drunk guy in the stands. So maybe somebody fights in the stands. Maybe it happens on the field. Somebody slings a helmet. Somebody grabs a face mask. Somebody stomps on somebody. Like, we've seen this all through football. A negative moment happens, whether it be on the field or in the stands. Like, you bring your kids. I hope you all bring your kids. I want to grow the game. I hope your kids all fall in love with football. But you bring your kids, you might have to have a conversation in the car afterwards.
They already hear Dixieland Delight every game.
Right. You might have to have a conversation in the car afterwards about how not nice words, you shouldn't say not nice words. And yeah, that was inappropriate. And, Diego was unsportsmanlike. Yes, son, if you ever make a play, don't you grab your you-know-whats, like, it's just a part of the game that we all accept. And to sit here and have moral outrage about that Bama fan he should act his age, or Diego Pavia shouldn't. Johnny Manziel flipped off the crowd a couple times, why? Because they're yelling at him. They're yelling at him, and what's he gonna do? Go into the crowd and fight? Like, no, he's gonna turn around, smile, and give a big old bird, give a big old double bird, and you're gonna act, oh, he gave me the double bird, like. This is football. This is what we all signed up for. This is part of the sport. And whether it's an ugly part of the sport, the underbelly that you don't like, okay, I accept that. But it is what it is. It's the game that we all love. If you love the Ty Simpson, I'm going to give all the credit to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He's the man, and all my teammates and all my coaches and all my family, and like the super wholesome moment from Ty Simpson, which we do, and great job, Flowers. Like, you also have to accept the of dirtiness of Diego Pavia. I'm coming in here. I'm going to beat y'all. Said if we play our game, we're not going to be close. I'm going to be me. I'm going to, it's just two sides of the same coin. And so you can't have one without the other. That, I have the people that had moral outrage over any aspect. Diego taking a knee beforehand. Was it cocky? Was it brash? Was it prideful? Yes, it was. It was, inappropriate. But was it, guess what? Justin Jefferson got to say everything he wanted to say about it. James Smith got to say everything he wanted to say about it. And if you're like, James Smith shouldn't have run off the field and called Diego Pavia a bad word, like, you know what? The emotions are still sky high. You know what happened to me, Theo, at the game?
What happened?
As Alabama's marching its drive, the last drive, Jam Miller scores. I am inching down the sideline. And thankfully, I'm not here to make any trouble for the Alabama sideline. And I'm not here to get any gotcha stories at all. I know it's war on the sidelines. I know, people are yelling. Great. Well, Jam scores. The offensive line comes off and is just rah, 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 rah. The offensive line is just in their fields. And that's all you need to know about that, right? Which they should be. It's a big moment. They cover the spread. They get a big rushing touchdown. It's 4th and 1. They put the dagger in them, and all the offensive linemen are beating their chest like, we, us, we got them, right? Well, and I'm just sitting there don't be seen, don't be standing out, don't be, trying to cause trouble. I barely had my phone out, right? And Coach DeBoer, the clock's running out. Coach DeBoer is running up and down the sidelines. No BS after the game. No BS after the game, because he knows the game is won at this point. And the only thing that can happen from trouble is Alabama gets seen by the SEC and somebody gets suspended or whatever. And so Coach DeBoer was doing his part right there. No BS after the game. Everybody shake hands or nothing. Shake hands or nothing kind of thing. But you still had rah-rah after the game. a little, not a lot, just a little bit of just a little jawing because the emotions were that high. Diego didn't want to accept defeat. Maybe he's got a little bit of misplaced narcissism. I don't know if that's the right word. Misplaced. Maybe he can't accept defeat. Disassociated with reality. But like, you lost, Diego. You lost. There was jawing at the midfield after the game, just a little, not a lot, nothing to be spicy over. But it's just football. This is part of it. This is part of it. Was at a high school game 3-4 weeks ago. Same sort of thing. Jawing after the game because one team got a big win over the other in a rivalry moment. They had been jawing all game. Like, it just is what it is. The coaches at that high school game stood in between the two teams and rushed everybody off in opposite directions. We're not going to shake hands. We're all just the coaches will shake hands for you. Yeah, the kids will go and make it like, I don't understand the outrage. This is just the part of the game.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I mean, last year's game aside, right? Vandy, miraculous, incredible upset win. At the end of the day, Vanderbilt coming into Tuscaloosa and being in a one-score game with the ball in the fourth quarter is absolutely a victory for that program.
Of course.
Even from the perspective of, Vandy is now a one-loss team ranked 20th in the country that I'd imagine still has postseason aspirations, right? Like, it's not like, Alabama was kind of the big story, but no, this is a team that proved they can go toe-to-toe with a very good Alabama team and wants to be in the playoff, even if they fall short, wants to be in the Citrus Bowl or whatever, good postseason matchup. Like, how much did the confidence, how much did all of the extra stuff contribute to Vandy keeping this game close?
Probably a lot.
You look at, I was sitting in the stands. I was not covering this game, and there was zero energy in the stadium whatsoever when Vandy was moving the ball after that Pavia run, up 7-0. Looked like there was no life in those stands.
That really surprised me. The fans need to get tougher.
Yeah.
The fans need to get tougher and say, our team needs us to bang. No, it was, it's 3rd and 7. Oh, now we'll stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And it did get louder in the fourth quarter when victory looked apparent. But like, when it's in the moment, when it's in the thoroughfares of battle, like the team needs you to go to say, we're ignoring circumstance. We know the last 5 plays have looked ugly. We're going to stand up and cheer anyways.
As someone, I haven't sat in the student section much, with how much I've gotten the opportunity to work games, but being in this stadium 1 week after being in Georgia, I am incredibly disappointed. Like, I've always heard people say, Alabama, like, they're too used to winning, like, the stands, they're not that great. For me, it was always like, wow, this place is loud. After seeing what a real fan base, like what a real loud stadium looks like, this was disappointing in almost every sense of the word. The fact that, they might go up 2 scores, so it's time to get quiet. There would have been girls leaving the stadium and going to the bars if Vandy took that 14-0 lead. I'm extremely disappointed in this student section, in my fellow peers at the University of Alabama.
How many blue shirts did you call out for me on Saturday?
So many.
Did you call them out?
Yeah, I even asked, like, the group of guys we were sitting with a bunch of friends, and like some of the girls we were with had other guys that they knew that came and sat with us, and there were a couple of them in blue shirts, and I talked to one. I was like, "What's going on, man?" It was just like, I think it's a nice shirt. I like it. Like, okay, wear it to the bars.
Right.
Wear it
on a
anywhere
date,
else.
at church, at work, to class, to a business meeting. It's perfect shirt for that. I'm not trying to be wardrobe police, never wear the shirt. Don't buy the shirt. Like, here I am in blue today, and it's great. Thank you, Mom. But like, you're in the stadium. Wear crimson, white, black, gray, something, right? That fits into the crowd. I know black and gray aren't Alabama's colors, but I think those are acceptable alternates. Black definitely is now for Coach now because of Coach DeBoer.
Yeah. Maybe not against Vandy, but absolutely.
Sure.
I had the game day media pass. I wasn't wearing an Alabama polo to the game because, I had to be professional at game day. But red shirt, threw my Alabama pin on there. Blue is an unacceptable color to wear. I thought you were overreacting, Joe, the first time I heard you go on this rant, but no, now I'm right there with you. It is shameful. Go back to New Jersey if you're just going to wear your blue polo.
Seriously. And I hate to be that person, but it is I'm from California, from Texas, from Chicago, from New York. I'm not from the state of Alabama. It's that group that's wearing those shirts.
Joe, this year has shown me why, my fellow Northerners get so much hate. I absolutely see it now.
You're not at Ole Miss. You didn't go to school at Ole Miss. If you want to go to school at Ole Miss, it's fine. Ole Miss is a fine school, and they got a great football program. Go over to Oxford and wear those blue shirts. It drives me absolutely nuts. All right, so Jam Miller here. Let's let me read a little ad here, and we'll get into Jam Miller and his performance. The offensive line actually getting going here. Want to remind you, we are live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. I cannot thank Jay enough for surprising us in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. We're right here off McFarland Boulevard. We're down here right off the left-hand side of the building. We appreciate Derek for hosting the program. Call Derek for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there for all of your insurance, home insurance, life insurance, auto insurance especially. Like, that's the easiest one to go ahead and get. We're all driving cars. Call Derek, give him your VIN number. He can run your auto insurance and let you know how much money he can save you. And look, it's great coverage. Local coverage. You can call Derek for when that accident inevitably happens. I haven't had one in so long, but one's coming around the corner. Goodness gracious.
I'm not going to.
That's just the law of inevitability. So call Derek for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. He's recently hired new staff. He's always got his man Red up there, but he just got Bobby and Lane as well in the building. So all three of them would love to take your phone call at 205-758-3391. All right, so Jam Miller gets back, and I want to ask if this is more about Jam and the offensive line, or is it more about the Vanderbilt defense? Jam Miller takes 22 carries, 136, and a touchdown. The touchdown coming on a 20-yard run right there. Was it 4th and 1? Yeah, 4th and 2.
Yeah,
4th and 2.
He didn't need to get in the end zone. He could have gone down.
He did need to get in the end zone. The Gamblers needed it.
Got to cover.
Absolutely. You got to cover. And when are you going to tell a running back, like, you can do the time game if you want to, if the touchdown isn't going to take it out of reach, right? Yeah. If the touchdown makes it a 4-point game, right? If the touchdown makes it a 3-point game, a 3-point margin, obviously that wouldn't matter. That wouldn't work mathematically, I guess.
If you're like up 1 and touchdown would put you upset. Yeah.
Right. But for Jam and company, I think it was important that they scored on the opportunity. Like, if Jam had took a knee there, 1, the Gamblers would have been really mad. But 2, I don't know if the end of that game feels as good, right? You end up winning 23-14 by 9 instead of 30-14. It feels a lot better at a 16-point margin. And like I said, those offensive linemen came off the field and they were sky high, jacked up. They were excited to have gotten in the end zone. And so, what do you think? Was it more about Jam and the offensive line, or was it more about Vanderbilt's less than stellar defense?
Yeah, I mean, talent-wise, Vanderbilt is one of the worst. It's still one of the worst, programs that Alabama is going to play in the SEC this year, as far as just quality of pedigree of players on the roster. They've been good this year, but at the end of it is still a clear flaw on this team. Something not on the level of a lot of the other SEC squads Alabama will play. So I want to be excited about the running game. I'm going to need to see more in the next couple weeks, but I remain impressed by the offensive line. This was the kind of performance you needed. This was objectively better performance than you had against Wisconsin. as an offensive line.
Much better. Much better.
You're carrying
Much better.
forward that you did some good things against Georgia. You did some good things this week. Absolutely a unit that's trending in the right direction.
What do you think about Jaden Roberts not playing at all?
I kept looking for him. I didn't even realize that he hadn't played at all. I figured I must have just missed him on a couple snaps, but wow, it did seem, from the time we found out that, concussion over the summer, there's some stuff going on. I didn't see this coming for him this season, man.
Yeah, I have been very unusual what's been going on with him. You're using Gino Vandermark and you're moving Wilkin Formby down from right tackle into right guard. So there's your right guard. Basically, you're still playing Cam Dewberry and you're moving William Sanders in at left guard. You've got your man Parker Brailsford basically manning the center by himself. Caden Proctor playing left tackle, and then you've got Michael Carroll spelling Wilkin Formby at right tackle as well. So lots of movement still on this offensive line. Seems like they're still pushing these guys, trying to look for the best group of people, of players. I wonder I'm not out there, so this is total speculation. I wonder what practice is like for Jaden Roberts. I wonder if he is plugged in, going 100%. I don't know. Maybe he is, and if he is, okay, great. But the coaches. Like, the coaches are paid to play the best players. Are paid to put the best product out there. Paid to win the game. They know their jobs are on the line. So, like, I don't really see them benching someone just because. There's got to be reason. There's got to be reasons here. I do think that they trust. I do think they trust Gino a lot, based on just the time they spent with him. Henry just texted me. Alarm didn't go off. Oh man, Henry. By the way, you burned me. You burned me on. You were supposed to come in here. We were supposed to beat up Theo for picking Vanderbilt, but you didn't wake up this morning. And I called you. Alarm didn't go off. If Theo called you, that is the alarm. It did go off, buddy. Sorry. So, anyways, Jaden, I don't know how he's practicing. Maybe he's practicing great, but I think it's silly and immature to say, well, the coaches just don't like him. I don't think that's true. There's got to be some sort of tangible reason, whether it's not showing up on time, I have no idea. Whether it's not knowing the assignments, I have no idea. There's got to be a tangible reason. And I think it's really maybe irresponsible to speculate what that tangible reason is. That's why I want to be very clear that this is all like speculation. I have no idea what the reason is, but there has to be a reason.
Yeah, right. Like, he's too talented to not be out there otherwise, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to speculate on a guy. Like, I don't want to go out and say, because it would be pure speculation. Right. We have nothing to base this off. I would like to find out. Maybe
we ask Coach.
I'd like to hear from Grubb.
Maybe we ask DeBoer or Grubb today here in the Malmore Athletic Facility. I'm going to ask Kane Womack about shovel passes. Mm-hmm. That's going to be basically what my quick article will be on Bama Central today. I don't know what else you want to get into on this game. We did Pavia's post game. We talked about Ty. You got any more thoughts on Ty? He's a wizard.
If I was a betting man,
you're betting on him to be in New York right now.
I'm absolutely betting on him to be in New York. I do not think there are 4 other players that you can put there over him.
Ty Simpson, Ruben Bain, Dante Moore, right? Isn't that the Oregon quarterback, Dante Moore? Mm-hmm. Fernando Mendoza, Indiana quarterback. Give me a 5.
I mean, Ahmad Hardy would have to continue this crazy pace he's on to get consideration, but he's in the mix right now.
Yeah, if Ahmad Hardy rips up Alabama at 11 a.m. on Saturday, he's gonna be.
I heard Nico's like locked in now. I heard he's just gonna keep this going every week.
Nico basically telling the folks, if you don't want to be here, get out. What, Nico? You don't even want to be there.
Did you see them rush the field, Joe?
They should have. But was it 50 people?
Yes, literally.
50 people rushed the field on Penn State. And what I don't Penn State following the trend of USC complaining about travel. Oh, what we didn't, the travel took it out of us. We weren't ready 11 a.m. or whatever the case may be. Buddy, y'all signed up for it in the Big Ten. when you went coast to coast as a league, when you went from Southern Cal to Rutgers as a conference.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. When you went from Oregon to Rutgers as a conference. And I have no issue with either team, either program, but like when y'all stopped the regionality, like it is a long way to go to Texas A&M. It's a long way to go from
South Carolina.
From South Carolina to Texas A&M. That's a long way. And so there's a small stretch. But imagine if you went from South Carolina to Southern Cal. Like, what? So you signed up for it yourself, James Franklin. You sold your soul to the money devil.
I've got a take that I just need to get out there.
Please.
Clark Lee will be the coach of Penn State in 2027.
Oh, I don't think so.
The Vandy to Penn State pipeline continues.
Maybe, but my only pushback is Clark Lee's a Vandy grad. Clark Lee played at Vandy. Clark Lee's from Nashville. He went to MBA, Montgomery Bell Academy. He's Nashville through and through.
Penn State comes knocking, man. I think that is a great thing for Vandy because I think it means he'll pass up a lot of jobs that I think a normal Vandy coach who had this measure of success would probably take.
Right.
But you would just have to imagine there's some jobs you can't pass up, right?
Hey, when you're home, you're home.
Yeah.
Oh, and maybe people have different perspectives on that, but that's my like. If I were ever able to go back and work at my high school, Macaulay, who lost on Friday, I would, and I probably would never leave. If I were able to get a University of Alabama job, I might, and I'd probably stay there probably stay forever. And maybe it's just my perspective on those things. By the way, if you didn't catch the Macaulay Baylor game, unfortunately Macaulay lost, but I think I might have seen one of the greatest running back performances I've ever seen. It with my David Gabriel Georges from Baylor went like 290 and scored 3 touchdowns. Should have scored another. Had it called back for a holding call. Absolutely untackleable. And he's five-star junior. Basically every school in America is after him. It seems like Ohio State and Tennessee are kind of on his tail. Georgia as well. Look, Coach DeBoer, I don't know what the money situation's like. And I know we got E.J. Crowell in the class of 2026, and we're all excited about it. If you didn't see E.J. Crowell's highlight on Friday either, E.J. comes out and jukes a guy, gets outside, hurdles another dude, and then runs over a third guy and races to an end zone. That was a highlight. So E.J. Crowell, I know you're bringing in a great running back in the class of 26, but if you want to keep this young man away from your rivals at Tennessee, because I think Tennessee is going to pay Tennessee. Whoever's got a lot of money needs to go give it to David Gabriel Georges. Needs to. Class of 2027 running back out of Baylor High School was absolutely amazing on Friday. Just amazing. So you can see a lot of his highlights on my Twitter machine. On Stephen Hargis's Twitter machine from Times Free Press. He was there getting all that footage. Watching that on YouTube on Friday night was just jaw-dropping. And Macaulay nearly pulled it out. Couldn't do it. That was a small aside. But yeah, I don't know that Clark Lee is leaving. Speaking of, that's where we jumped off from, being at home. Leaving home, leaving the project that he's building. I think that they're comfortable with him because I don't think he's going to go to Vanderbilt and be like, well, pay me $10 million a year like these other major programs.
Yeah, but when someone inevitably offers him that kind of money, that's when it gets real hard.
Do you think Penn State would do that again? Oh, we just brought this Vanderbilt guy. From James Franklin. He hasn't brought us the success we thought we were going to get.
I just am an incredibly big believer in Clark Lee.
I am too.
From the time I heard him talk at Media Day.
Success is never linear.
He motivated me, man. That exact success is never linear. That I replay that in my mind probably more than I should, but it is just a great line.
That 15 minutes was powerful.
I was inspired.
Yeah, absolutely. So Alabama gets the run game, it gets the run defense going. Look. Somebody was asking me on Sunday at church about it. I just think that Kane Womack is a risk taker. I think Kane Womack says we're going to throw these aggressive defensive looks at you, and if everyone does their job, then bam, we got you. We got you for -1, -4, for 1 yard, for 2 yards. But if one person doesn't do their job, and you find a crease, Cedric Alexander, you might be going 70 yards down the sideline. And because look, we asked Coach DeBoer after the game about it, and he was like, sometimes it's just about one person in the wrong gap, one person not holding up. And I don't know that that's a scheme issue, more so execution issue and an understanding issue. And we got to remember, we saw the defense last year down the stretch get better and better and better every week. And I think we all thought that the defense was going to look exactly like it did at the end of the year, at the start of this year, at the end of last year, to just carry over. But I was watching the Eagles play on Sunday, and Tony Romo made a great point. People expected the Eagles juggernaut from the Super Bowl, but don't remember that they built up to that during the season, and sometimes you got to start back over. It's a week-to-week game. It's a week-to-week. You got to start back over, recommit to the process, and I think that this defense is doing that. What do you think of London Simmons? Did you see him?
I didn't see him.
9-10 snaps, only a few snaps, but disruptive. To be a true freshman, that's a get right there. A 3-star out of Mississippi, that's a real get. His motor is super, super, super high, and so I'm impressed by him as a true freshman. Justin Jefferson impressed me. I've not been on the Justin Jefferson train.
Nor have I. It'd be crazy to be on the train after week 1.
Right. But he started to see some things, and he played on Saturday the stinger role very, very effectively. And Deontay rushing off the edge did fine. Deontay kicking down, rushing off the edge on third down. I think you're starting to see Deontay look healthier and healthier. I just think that this defense is down in and down out. You've got to bring it. You've got to all 11 men have to bring it. And so sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. And Saturday, look, everybody who's complaining on Saturday, go count the drive chart. Oh, the defense looked horrible. Go count the drive chart. Touchdown, fumble, punt, touchdown. The half doesn't count. Punt, interception, downs, end of game. So you gave up 2 scores on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drives. 9 real drives. You gave up 2 scores. Hey, man.
You can't complain.
That's really, really good. Especially with a team that holds the ball as much as they do, that eats up time of possession. Like, even at halftime when it was 14-14, you had 2 stops. You got the 2 stops, fumble, and you forced a punt. Now, the offense didn't really pick you up. The offense left 10 points on the table, basically 10 points on the table in the first half. So you might have even been up 24-14 if Ty doesn't throw the interception. That's one thing. I was not a fan of that 4th and 1 call. I was not a fan of the 4th and 1. We're going to play action pass and throw to some tight ends here. I thought, especially where you were on the field, and especially with the way that Vanderbilt was, this game was about attitude. That would have been a great opportunity to infuse the game with a little bit of attitude and just muscle up on the 4th and 1. Ty Simpson sneak, give it to Jam, maybe even roll out that Caden Proctor fullback play that you rolled out later in the game. Like, somehow, some way, we're muscling it up, and we're going to get this 1 yard and keep the drive going, instead of, oh, we need to trick you. We're going to put big personnel on the field and play action pass it because you think it's going to be a run, but we'll play action pass it instead. And then, and Ty owned up to it in the post game. I asked him about it. What did he see? What was called? What was the schematics of the play? And he's like, man, that was all my fault. He said, we knew they were going to do the coverage that they were going to do, and we knew the corner was going to fall off on it. But I didn't see the corner falling off. We practiced it. We talked about the corner falling off. I didn't see it. Not through the bad ball, blah, blah, blah. He owned up to it. But, I think Grubb should have not taken the ball out of Ty's hands, but basically said, we're running the football somehow, some way.
Especially, first drive of the game, establishing. I agree.
And with the way that the run game kind of went the rest of the game, it made me think that if you had called a run, you probably would have got it.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about Caden Proctor? Now he's not a wide receiver, split end. He's not a tight end. He's a fullback, and he's taking a handoff. 2 touches in 2 games, 2 first downs.
It took everybody around me so long to realize that Proctor's the one who got the football.
You didn't. You were right there, right?
I was right. I was on that. Because I'm like, wait a minute, what is he doing? And I try to get everyone's attention, and everyone's just a little. I no longer drink at or much at all, but definitely not at Alabama football games, and
they're all just
so
loopy.
Everyone was a little
loopy.
But no, I saw that and I was like, oh, what is going on? And that was awesome, man. That was
2 games, 2 touches, 2 first downs.
That was majestic. I'm telling you, if there was a prop bet on the odds of Caden Proctor to throw a pass this year, I would be hammering it.
He's gonna get a pitch, right? He's gonna get a pitch as a running back, and then he's gonna pop up and throw a 1-yard pass to Ryan or Jeremy or something like that.
He is going to throw a pass
to Cuevas. Now, how about that? Okay, go back to Cuevas here. And the offensive play calling. You're going forward on 4th and 7. Was that on the second drive?
I think it was, because that's the one that Al again got no points out of.
No, you did get points out of it. Let's see, plays.
No, second drive was the missed field goal.
Yes, 4th and 1. You don't go for it. I'm trying to find it. 4th and 9. Connor Talty miss. Okay, no, it's drive 3, right? It's got to be drive 3 going where you actually scored. Yes, because Ryan scored. Yeah, 4th and 7. And then, yeah, exactly. It's the first touchdown drive. 4th and 7. You've already gone down 7-0. You need a play. The defense is giving you a play. You can't give the ball back. You don't trust your kicker on the 35-yard line. They pass it like that was a ballsy play call because they ran everybody off a little bit, and Cuevas came underneath, and that pass was short of the sticks, but Cuevas rumbles. I mean, gets it for an 18-yard gain. Cuevas was pretty electric. Only 3 receptions, but 2 huge ones at least. That one on 4th and 7, and then in the second half, he took a short reception and hurdled a guy. Did you see that? You remember that?
Yes.
Hurdled a guy, tight end getting up and over. The Alabama pass catchers are top tier. You've got Ryan and them rolling out on 2 plays later. Everybody's rolling right, and Vanderbilt covers the flow pretty well. Give them credit; they covered the flow pretty well. And Ryan's like reading the fact that they're covering the flow pretty well, but I guess if I break back left, I'll be wide open. And he throws up the hand to go back the other way, and Ty sets the feet and just fires it back the other way. I just think the pass catchers were incredible.
Yeah, and Cuevas is someone he's playing his role perfectly. He's good for 3 catches for somewhere between 20 and 35 yards a game. And I mean, you don't need anything special out of him whatsoever. He's there. He's reliable. I mean, this unit's incredible. One thing, you notice Bakwe and Meadows coming on and it would just always be just a straight handoff.
Hey, we got to get them on the field.
And then they're off the field.
We got to get them on the field, and we're showing you looks to where you're going to ignore them. One of these days, you better not ignore them.
Right, because you're sleeping for half a second on Mbakwe, and he's blown by you.
Yeah, or if Meadows is getting past you, we're throwing one way up, and Meadows is going over your smallest corner for a big play.
I would love to. That feels like something that'll pay off in a couple weeks, right?
Ryan Grubb, layers on layers on layers.
Establishing things. We're going to continue to see weird stuff out of Proctor, and then just not like, Proctor's lined up out wide. And we're not going to use him.
You can only do that if you've got a young guy like Jackson Lloyd, who's playing left tackle in those moments and doing like we haven't mentioned that really at all. But Jackson Lloyd, every single time Proctor's been playing an odd position, Jackson Lloyd comes in and no issues at left. Now, granted, you've had basically no opportunities. One was, this past week is a down block, and come on, brother, every 5-star can hit a down block. Yeah. And then last week at Georgia, you're already throwing the screen out before any trouble can come off the edge. But I think these young offensive linemen are really growing. I am very nervous about the Missouri game. We'll get into the Missouri game later in the week, but I'm pretty concerned about it. And maybe I won't be after I watch Missouri further. I watched their Kansas game. I watched some of their South Carolina game. And so I'll watch those closer this week to really decide how concerned I am about Missouri. But I thought it was a really good performance, especially like Vanderbilt is just such a squirrely team, and you stretch the lead out. You stretch it out slowly. The defense played well. The defense gets off the field. I was impressed with Alabama's performance.
Agreed. It's a good week for the Crimson Tide. Incredible week on the recruiting trail.
Oh man, Mason's going to
that's a Mason.
Mason's going to spend 15 minutes on it, talking about all the recruits that they got yesterday. And he's going to. By the way, I'll just tell you, when we get Mason in here tomorrow, I'm going to consider the Tennessee Titans still winless in my personal record book. Did you see their highlights?
Yeah, it was so unimpressive.
No, but like the Cardinals vomited all over themselves.
Yeah.
The Cardinals had an interception that they ultimately fumbled, and the ball got kicked like 3 times and ended up in the end zone, and the Titans fell on it. And so a Titans offensive play, Cam Ward throws an interception, ball gets fumbled, kicked like 4 times, ends in the end zone, a Titans player falls on it, touchdown Titans. And then you have oh my gosh, the backup running back for the Cardinals rips off like 70 yards and drops the football at the goal. Like, if you guys are still dropping the football at the goal line, like, are you not watching football at all? Have you never watched, like, 2 weeks ago it was A.D. Mitchell. This week it was the DeMarcado from the Arizona. I mean, I know we've praised Ty Simpson, and we all have, but I can't ever forget Ty Simpson dropping the ball at the goal line against Western Kentucky, not actually scoring. Like, what's the harm of getting through the line and then dropping the football casually? And to me, Theo, my favorite celebration is running through the line, running through the back of the end zone, and firing the football into the padding or into the back wall or into, just bam, just firing it like all aggressively. Like, can you not take the football all the way through the end zone and throw it into the end zone?
Like, what do you get? Even if your goal is to drop it as soon as you cross the plane, that's not even cool. Like, you can do so much more fun stuff with that football.
Right.
You don't have to Gronk spike it, but like
in the McCauley game, the McCauley quarterback got a unsportsmanlike conduct. He got into the end zone. He spun it. The ball spinning like a top, and he spins it right there.
That's
and I'm
awesome.
like, all right, sweet. But the high school refs were tightwads and threw a flag on him.
You watch Chad Powers' show? You watched that?
No, I haven't watched it. I'm not watching any of that.
Pretty good. I was impressed by the
I'm not watching
episode.
any Glenn Powell project.
What do you got against Glenn Powell?
He's a pretty boy. He's not a good actor. Is he a good actor? I'll ask you that.
I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask this question to. It's Eli Manning and it's Omaha Productions, man. I'm
like the accent that I've heard of the commercials is off-putting. Does he have a good accent? Is it better in the show?
It's okay.
The accent, he's like, he's like a weird. It sounds funny. It's off-putting.
There's some pretty good scenes in that first episode.
Yeah, and we were in some of Chad.
Yeah,
Powers.
Right. We might get some checks in the mail if this show gets enough views.
10 cents.
10 cents.
All right. So what are we doing the rest of the day, Theo? We're going over to the Malmore Athletic Facility, but we're first. Oh my gosh, what a birthday present for me! I know, Steven Gonzalez, you did this just for me. Alabama basketball practice viewing. We get to go see the boys run some open gym here in just a little bit. We're going to go check that out. Then we're going to go over to the Malmore Athletic Facility, talk to Ryan Grubb, Kane Womack, and Kalen DeBoer. And then we're going to get Nate Oates. And I think I heard Aiden Sherrill and Taylor Bowen. So it's going to be a full afternoon of media on the Bama Central YouTube channel. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. And we've had a lot of fun with you guys. We'll talk to Mason tomorrow. Alabama recruiting update. We'll get a Titans update. We'll start getting into the Missouri game tomorrow with Mason. Theo, you got any final thoughts? You want to say goodbye?
Yeah, I mean, look, the one thing I got to say, Yankees come back, trusting it. Winning 3 straight. Going to the ALCS, it's time for Aaron Judge, too. He leads the playoff in hits. He's going to hit some out of the park today.
Big thanks to Jay Barrow coming into the program. If you need financial assistance, he was hesitant to give it out because he doesn't like self-promotion. I will promote him. If you need financial assistance, let me know, and I will connect you with Jay. He has cleaned up my finances, got me on a great path. He can get you on a great path, too, and grow your personal wealth and give you some security. So just hit me up if you need that. I will connect you with Jay. Jay coming into the studio, bringing some cake as well, and giving us his thoughts on the Alabama defense. I really appreciate that. It means a ton to me. Thanks to everybody who's already messaged me today. You guys mean a lot to me. I can't wait to be back with you again tomorrow right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.